Please like the video, subscribe my channel. Silent grace of the cosmic guide. There is an ancient belief that when the universe chooses to guide someone, it doesn't arrive with noise or spectacle. It comes quietly through subtle shifts, unnoticed by most, but deeply felt by those who are aware. This is the story of Aarav, an ordinary person whose life began to change in ways he couldn't explain. At first, nothing dramatic happened. No sudden success, no miracles. But something within him started to transform. One, the calm within Aarav noticed that his mind, once restless and full of worries, had begun to settle. Situations that used to disturb him no longer had the same power. It felt as if an unseen presence was whispering, "You're safe. Everything is unfolding as it should." This wasn't just peace, it was a deeper stillness. Like the center of a storm where nothing shakes you. Two, the pull toward truth. Slowly, Aarav lost interest in pretending. Fake conversations, superficial relationships, and pleasing others began to feel exhausting. Instead, he found himself drawn toward honesty even when it was uncomfortable. He wasn't trying to change. It was happening naturally, as if something within him was clearing away illusions. Three, comfort in solitude. There was a time when being alone made Aarav uneasy, but now solitude felt like a sanctuary. He began enjoying his own company, reflecting, thinking, understanding himself. What once felt like loneliness had turned into strength. Four, letting go of what weakens you without forcing himself. Aarav started dropping habits that once controlled him: anger, unhealthy cravings, constant distractions. It wasn't discipline alone. It felt like his inner self had simply outgrown them. His reactions softened. His awareness grew. Five, faith during college life didn't suddenly become easy. Challenges still came, but Aarav no longer broke under pressure. Even in uncertainty, he felt a quiet confidence. This too has a purpose. It was as if an invisible force was walking beside him, steadying his steps. Six, the right people, the right time. Unexpectedly, new people entered his life, those who inspired growth, not confusion. Old connections that drained him faded away. Opportunities appeared from places he never imagined, aligning perfectly with his path. Seven, a softer, stronger heart. Aarav became more sensitive to others' pain. He judged less and understood more. Kindness wasn't something he tried to practice, it flowed naturally. His heart became gentle, but not weak, aware, yet grounded. Eight, the inner calling. Biggest change came quietly. Aarav felt drawn toward deeper questions. Who am I? Why am I here? Meditation, reflection, and spiritual curiosity started becoming part of his daily life, not out of obligation, but genuine interest. The real transformation of eventually realized something profound. True grace doesn't always change your outer world first, it transforms your inner world. And once that happens, everything else begins to align. Final thought: when life starts shifting in these subtle ways, it may not be coincidence. It might be the universe gently guiding you, inviting you to grow, to awaken, and to understand life beyond the surface. And the path to receiving this silent guidance: a sincere heart, mindful actions, and a willingness to listen within. The silent grace of the cosmic guide. Part 2. Aarav thought the changes within him were the end of the journey. He was wrong. They were only the beginning. Because when the inner world transforms, life doesn't just become peaceful, it becomes purposeful. 9. Detachment without losing love. Aarav began to notice something strange. He still cared about people, but he was no longer dependent on them for happiness. Expectations started fading. He loved more freely, without fear, without control. And for the first time, his relationships felt lighter, healthier, and real. 10. Clarity in decisions. Earlier, even small decisions confused him. Now, answers came from within. Not instantly, but clearly. It felt like a quiet inner voice guiding him. helping him choose what was right instead of what was easy. Doubt didn't disappear completely, but it no longer ruled him. Point 11. Reduced need for validation. Aarav stopped seeking approval. The constant urge to prove himself faded away. Whether people praised him or criticized him, it didn't shake his core anymore. He realized something powerful. Not everyone needs to understand me, and that's okay. 12. Synchronicities begin to appear. Coincidences started happening more often. He would think of something and it would show up. He would need guidance and the right message. Person or opportunity would appear. At first, he ignored it, but slowly, he understood. These were not random. Life was responding to his inner alignment. 13. Strength in silence. Aarav spoke less, but his presence felt stronger. He didn't feel the need to explain everything anymore. Silence became his power. In that silence, he observed more, understood more, and reacted less. 14. Acceptance of what is instead of resisting life. Aarav began accepting it, not in a helpless way but with awareness. He understood that not everything is in his control, and strangely, this acceptance didn't weaken him, it made him stronger. Because now, he focused only on what truly mattered. 15. A natural discipline emerges without forcing routines. Aarav's life started becoming structured. He woke up with purpose. He used his time more wisely. Distractions lost their grip on him. This discipline didn't feel like pressure, it felt natural, almost effortless. 16. Living with awareness, the biggest shift. Aarav became aware of his thoughts, aware of his actions, aware of his energy. He started living consciously instead of just reacting to life. And in that awareness, he found freedom, the deeper truth. One day, Aarav sat quietly and realized nothing outside had truly changed. The world was the same, but he was different. And because he was different, his entire experience of life had transformed. Final message. True guidance is never loud. It doesn't force you. It gently reshapes you from within. If you ever find yourself becoming calmer, clearer, kinder, and more aware without even trying, pause for a moment, because you might not just be changing, you might be awakening.